My name's Brenda Bradford, and today we're going to be talking about superlatives. Last week we talked about comparatives. We're taking it to the next level. Before we get started, however, I want you to remember the spiritual principles to learning a language. They really will help, I promise. If you pray for the gift of tongues, read the Book of Mormon in English, act in faith, and write in your journal. The superlative form of adjectives is made by adding est. If you remember, the comparatives are made by adding er. So we have old, older, and oldest. Nice, nicer, nicest. So for example, old is value, older would be mais value, and the oldest would be o mais value, the most old. Exceptions would be good, better, best, bad, worse, the worst. That is the best bread I have ever eaten. This movie is the worst this year. O pior and o melhor. For longer words, superlatives are made by adding the most. Remember, comparatives, we add more. So we have careful, more careful, the most careful. Interesting, more interesting, the most interesting. Beautiful, more beautiful, the most beautiful. So lindo, mais lindo, o mais lindo. The sunset was the most beautiful of the summer. You can use a superlative without using a noun following. He is a good player, but he's not the best. São Paulo is the biggest, and the traffic in São Paulo is the worst. You can also be using opposites as you describe things. So this is a review of opposites for you. High, low, ugly, pretty, fat, thin, young, old, happy, sad, wet, dry, big, small, short, and long. And we'll see some examples of those coming up. So practice, you pause your video and you can practice those opposites. Opposites can be used for comparing, for example, in these sentences. Block 2 is higher than block 3, but block 1 is the highest and block 3 is the lowest. Line 1 is the shortest. Line 2 is shorter than line 3, and line 3 is the longest. So you can see how you would use those opposites. Here's a practice for you using the superlatives. For example, this building is very old. It's the oldest in town. So pause, fill out these answers, and then come back. This building is very old. It's the oldest in town. It was a happy day. It was the happiest day of my life. It's a very good movie. It's the best movie I've ever seen. It was a bad mistake, the worst I've ever made. It's a pretty city, the most beautiful city I've ever seen. The vase was the most beautiful, or you could have put the most expensive vase in the store. Marco is the oldest, the youngest, the most handsome of all the children. And Alaska is the biggest or the coldest state in the United States. Again, here's some more practice for you to use. Fill in the answers. You can use them about yourself if you want. Pause the video, come back for the answers. And here are my answers. I am the youngest in my family. My car is the cleanest in the neighborhood. My job is the best. I have the nicest friends in the world. The temperature outside is the coldest this week. O mais frio. There are 3 restaurants. The first is the best. O melhor. My brother or sister is taller than me. I am the shortest. O mais baixinho. There are 3 choices. One is good, one is better, and one is the best.